Hi, my name is Emma Kelly and I'm a yoga teacher and a yoga retreat mentor. And I help yoga teachers to create their first abundant, successful, sold out yoga retreats. And today I'm going to do a short training video about venues. And I had a really great question from a colleague of mine about how can you reduce the risk of booking a venue for a yoga retreat that you haven't seen before. And I'm going to demonstrate with a little bit of my experience going to visit yoga retreat venues, some of my colleagues' experience as well, where you haven't seen a venue. So I went to Goa to have a look at some potential venues for my yoga retreat that I hosted this year. And I knew the area that I wanted to host it, and I decided to have a couple of places that I'm going to look at, and if I saw anything, I would go and have a look. So I found one location, one venue. It seemed lovely. I saw the restaurant, I saw the accommodation. It was all looking really good. And then I asked to see where the yoga practice was going to take place, and it was a concrete floor um, with lots of dead leaves, and it was in a very dark place with a fence around it, and it was also very very noisy as well. And so as he was showing me this space that he proposed to do yoga, that was completely inappropriate to hold a yoga class. It was not suitable. The floor was awful. You couldn't do yoga there. He told me that they had a yoga teacher who will be joining them for a yoga retreat in a couple of days. And I thought my heart sunk for this yoga teacher because they had clearly not visited the venue, and the people who ran the venue, they'd obviously said, yeah, we've got a space to do yoga. I'm guessing they'd never done any yoga before, and they thought that this was going to be appropriate. And I think that teacher was going from Germany to Goa, so it was going to be a big retreat, a big investment for the students, for the teacher, and potentially it was going to be a very big disappointment. So um, this is one example. I also have another colleague who hosted her first yoga retreat this year, and she used a friend's new venue, which was going to be a bit like an Airbnb type space. And she booked it, but she did go and see it 2 weeks before the yoga retreat was going to start. Luckily, she did, because the venue was not appropriate. So the rooms were not up to the standard. The bedding, the linen, the rooms, the way they looked, it was just not appropriate for guests to come. So she did spend quite a bit of time improving the accommodation with the owner and having to invest a lot of time, energy, and quite stressful as well when you're hosting your first yoga retreat. So these are a couple of experiences that I've had personally and through other people, and I can see there is a very big risk of hiring out a venue that you haven't seen before. Um, and I would really, personally, from my point of view, is recommend that you do see the venue. There may be a couple of situations where I would say it's okay not to. This could be if you're using a trusted travel agent who is used to, who has a very strong background in finding venues for yoga retreats, hosting yoga retreats. But that is going to come with a significant cost that potentially may be the same as you spending the money to go and visit that location in your desired place and seeing the venue. Potentially another thing that yoga teachers may consider is if they have a colleague or a friend who's used that venue before. But again, I would have add some caution here because we all have slightly different expectations and standards when it comes to accommodation, space to do yoga, food, the noise, the location, and you may think that you have a great understanding of what this venue is like, but if you if there's a potential for a misunderstanding or just a mismatch in your standards, and that again is going to cause you quite a lot of stress as a yoga teacher, um, because what you want to do is you want to feel really confident, you want to feel like you can ask your students questions, you want to feel that you can host this retreat with as much certainty in place as possible, because it is a really big step to host your first yoga retreat. So if you are interested in hosting your first yoga retreat, but you're not quite sure where to start and you would really love somebody to help you with the whole process, I would really love to work with you. So I have space for 5 yoga teachers at the moment, and if you would like to get in contact to arrange a free call, I would be really happy to speak to you and get to know you and your business a little bit more. Thank you for watching, and I will speak to you soon.